Imagine scrolling through your phone, and your device knows when you're sad, even before you do. It notices your micro-expressions, your tone of voice, your heart rate, and instantly changes what you see on your feed. Happy? You get cheerful content. Angry? It cools you down with soothing videos. But here's the catch. What if that same AI could predict when you're anxious, lonely, or even lying? All in real time? Would you still feel comfortable using it? Because this isn't science fiction anymore. It's closer to reality than most people realize. In today's episode of What If, we dive into a world where artificial intelligence doesn't just understand your words, it feels your emotions. What would happen to privacy, trust, and even human relationships if machines could read your mind through your face? Let's find out. We already live surrounded by smart technology that tracks our habits, what we watch, buy, and even how long we stare at a post. But emotional AI takes it to the next level. Companies like Affective and Realize are already developing systems that analyze facial expressions, eye movements, and voice tones to determine how you're feeling in real time. Now imagine that capability built into your phone, your car, or even your workplace Zoom calls. Your phone camera could subtly track your expressions while you scroll through videos. It could tell when something makes you laugh or when your attention starts to drop. Your car could detect when you're stressed while driving and automatically switch to calming music. And in the workplace, AI could analyze employee engagement during meetings, spotting who's enthusiastic and who's bored, even if they never say a word. Sounds amazing, right? Helpful even. But let's go deeper. If we imagine a world where emotional AI is fully integrated, there are some undeniable upsides. Healthcare, for example, could transform. Imagine therapy sessions where AI helps detect subtle signs of depression or anxiety that even a professional might miss. Customer service could become more human-like, not because of people, but because of algorithms that respond empathetically. A virtual assistant that can tell when you're frustrated and adjust its tone to calm you down. Education could also change. Teachers using emotion reading AI could get instant feedback on which students are engaged or struggling. No more guessing who's lost or distracted. In theory, emotional AI could make technology more human, more responsive, more understanding, more intuitive. But every time technology gets more human, it also gets more invasive. Let's pause and ask, how far is too far? When an AI can detect your emotions, it's no longer just reading data. It's reading you. Your facial muscles, heart rate, pupil dilation, micro-expressions, these are things we can't control consciously. And yet an AI could use them to map out how you truly feel about something, even when you're trying to hide it. Imagine advertisers knowing exactly what emotional trigger makes you click buy, or governments using emotion detection during interviews, protests, or border checks. Even in personal relationships, things could get messy. Would you feel comfortable if your partner's smart glasses could tell when you're lying or secretly irritated? This isn't a distant concept. China has already tested emotion detection systems in schools and workplaces. Some companies in the US are experimenting with similar tools to measure employee happiness. The question is, when machines can read emotions better than humans, who controls the narrative? Emotion data might be the most personal information you can give away, because you don't even have to say anything. Think about it. You can choose what to post, what to text, what to share, but your emotions? They're automatic, reflexive. They leak out in ways you can't control. If AI can read those signals, then consent becomes blurry. How do you opt out of something that tracks your face every second you're in front of a camera? Tech companies argue that emotion recognition will make experiences more personalized. But personalization often means profiling. You could be categorized not just by your interests, but by your emotional patterns. Prone to anxiety, easily influenced, emotionally impulsive. That's powerful data. And whoever owns it controls how the world interacts with you. There's also a human side we can't ignore. If AI constantly monitors how we feel, would we start performing emotions to get better outcomes? Imagine smiling extra wide so your smart home system doesn't think you're sad. Or faking calmness so your digital boss doesn't flag you as stressed. Over time, people might start filtering their real emotions. Not for other humans, but for machines. That could fundamentally change how we experience authenticity, trust, and even empathy itself. Because when emotion becomes data, the line between genuine feeling and algorithmic feedback starts to blur. Now here's the twist. Parts of this are already happening. Your smartphone camera can detect your facial expressions for filters. Your smartwatch tracks your pulse, which can indirectly reflect emotional states. And your voice assistant? It's already being trained to detect tone, happiness, frustration, fatigue. So the what-if question might not be what if AI could read your emotions, but what if it already does, and you just haven't noticed yet? At the end of the day, emotional AI could make technology more empathetic or more manipulative. It depends entirely on who's in control and what the intentions are. Maybe in the best-case scenario, it helps humanity, improving mental health, education, safety. Or maybe it becomes the most invasive form of surveillance we've ever faced. So let's bring it back to you. If AI could read your emotions in real time, would you be comfortable? Would you trust it to understand you, or fear that it could use your emotions against you? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed exploring this what-if, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Would you want AI to understand how you feel, or do some things just belong to the human heart? Until next time, stay curious.